Clear the throat. Sorry, that was so gross. Hello, people. I am working on an intro. I'm going to have some sort of intro song or statement or something that I say to let you know that it's Sleazy D back in the experimental reality zone. In my messy room, in my messy mind, trying to figure out the pieces of the puzzle that make up the pyramid of life, baby. Because we got to take this thing and flip it upside down like this. How much of what we see electronically is real at all, and how much of it is just to discredit true reality and to send you down a wormhole or down a path that is destructive in nature, not good for humanity, not good for you. I'm convinced that there's a war on humanity, from humanity, essentially. And there's these people who really think they got it all figured out, man. They really think that you're stupid. And they think that they're going to somehow live forever and and somehow exterminate us in the process. And the crazy thing is they're actually getting away with it so far, pretty much. I don't think they will, but they're getting away with it. And it all ties together, man. It's all connected. It's all connected, okay? I call myself Sleazy D. Why? Because I think it's a cool moniker, because my best friend Andy nicknamed me that in high school. Why did he nickname me that? Because I was a sleaze. Why was I a sleaze? Because of the pharmaceutical company. And because of the school system and their sleaze. And because I was too hyperactive for the teachers to control. So they put you on amphetamine when you're 6th, 7th grade or whatever. Or some kids, they put them on when they're in 1st or 2nd grade or even sooner. Put them on amphetamine. The amphetamine gives you a burst of... It basically makes you like a shooting star, is how I say it. If you take to it, especially. You pick up speed, you're flying like a rocket, and then you just burn out. You give out, and by the time you're in your 30s, like me, you're starting to turn into a hunched over old person who's ready to get stiff and get Parkinson's and roll over and die. Because you have the life force that was within you was set aflame too quickly, and it was propelled when you were not needing it, and you're basically burnt out too early. When you're young, you have natural amphetamine just in your innate DNA. If you need to get something done, and it's a little bit of stress is a good thing, is what I'm saying. You drink coffee, you get the test done, you just do it. You force yourself, you bring it out of yourself. That's what I never got a chance to do, was to learn to summon my own attention span, to summon my own discipline, to summon my own ability to control myself and where my energies and where my focus and drive was. I never got the chance to overcome that on my own. Instead, they throw this medicine at it, and it's so over the top powerful that essentially, instead of the drug making your life better, my life became about the drugs. And somebody owes me for that. I believe that so much. And, I'm just going to keep talking about it until I'm taken care of. Otherwise, I do think there's going to be some sort of class action thing. And that'll be worse for the drug companies. So if you're out there, Shire or whoever, reach out to me and let's get this taken care of now. Because this is so fucked up. It's so fucked up, man. It is crazy. It's all connected. I started off by talking about essentially kind of some shadowy cabal, New World Order type stuff. And then I started talking about, because this is how my mind works, it's all messed up like a scrambled egg. Then I started talking about my own experience with the amphetamines and why they put me on it when I was such a young kid. And why they do that to kids. And then why they also, at the same time, they also prosecute people for taking methamphetamines or making them on their own or taking them illegally or whatever. So it seems like they're almost playing both sides of the coin here. They're like, well, they want to put the people on amphetamines who don't want to be on them, and then the people who do want to be on them, they're going to throw you in prison for a long time. So just think about how fucked up that is, how crazy. Okay, so the people who do want them, who think they need them for some reason, the truck drivers, whatever, the people with low energy, the people with a natural dopamine deficiency of some sort, they don't want those people who are already adults, who already kind of know about their system and stuff. They don't want them taking it because they're afraid, oh, these people are going to awaken and become some sort of threat to me, or they're going to use the amphetamine to kind of get to the bottom of, because it gives you such drive and ability to follow a thread that you can follow it all the way to the bottom. You know what I mean? And you can figure out where the money went, essentially. With a little kid who doesn't want to take drugs, you put them on amphetamine too early, and they're going to be a fucking mess by the time that they're graduating high school. They're going to be a really, like, they'll probably have run the gamut of a whole bunch of lives. That's how I say. That's how to me, it's like amphetamine makes you. So you're going through life faster, exponentially, in every sense of the word. Your body's physically going faster. You're staying up and not sleeping as much, so you're intaking more life, essentially. Your heart's actually beating faster. So some people believe the amount of your age isn't determined by the time you've been on the planet, but the amount of beats that your heart has beaten is your true age. Okay? So they're burning these kids out. They burned me out. They want you to be perceived as a loser, wacko, speed freak by the time you're in college, and then you're going to drop out of school anyways because it helps some people focus in the short term, but in the long term, it's not a sustainable pathway towards success, okay? Attitude is everything, all right? Having the ability to summon discipline from within yourself is everything. Having the ability to know how healthy you are and what your capabilities are is everything, okay? These people who control the pyramid at the tip top, they're very sick people, man. And I haven't met any. I don't know this for sure. This is just what I believe, okay? This is just my opinion. I'm sure there's some of them who are good people. But in my opinion, if somebody's a billionaire, you got to be you got to really wonder what they did to get there. And literally these people like fucking sold their souls to the devil, man. Like they're all right, now I'm all over the place. Too many thoughts. Okay, let me just take a deep breath. Okay. The people who set policy in this country are not really the politicians. They tend to be these think tanks headed by billionaires. Billionaires have the amount of resources. They have more resources than some small countries, okay? So we have a lot of extrajudicial kind of tinkering going on with the American system. It's not so simple. It's not a simple democracy. It's not a simple republic. We're turning more and more into this technocratic control grid, pharma network mind control system is what we're turning into. And you can see the shift taking place right now where censorship and then there's a dialing up of the drug companies, even more commercials. And then it's all getting embedded into this woke philosophy. So it's like, if you don't swallow the whole woke bullshit pill with all this other extrajudicial bullshit with it, then you're somehow a bad person. And these kids growing up now, they're too young to even realize how messed with they're being, and how they're taking good kids with essentially good personalities and good spirits or whatever, and they're tinkering with the ideologies and everything. So you have to swallow this big poison pill in order to be a good person, or just to be an everyday American who's a sensible, moral person. These kids who they think if you're black, you're automatically better than them. A black kid is better than a white kid. Why? Well, because he's oppressed. His family was oppressed. He comes from slaves, so he's better than you now. That's how we're making up for it now. We're gonna make him on top, and we're gonna make the white kids just basically bow down, literally bow down, like during George Floyd and stuff. People were bowing down to black people. Now, I understand their intention. I understand kind of why they did it, but it is crazy, man. We live in a crazy time. If I was black, I would think that was crazy. I have black friends. I literally am colorblind. I treat them the same as I treat my white friends. I don't even I just don't even talk about it. We don't even talk about the fact that they're black. And they say that that's a somehow like a crime of omission, or a crime of not giving the black people the due, and of recognizing their suffering, etc. Oh man, we're in danger. If you're in dangerous territory, if you start with these lines of thought. These thinking patterns are not, they're not kosher, man. Okay, listen to what Martin Luther King said about the topic and just do what he said, because what he said was right. And now they're trying to discredit Martin Luther King even. We live in a crazy clown reality. And these kids, I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. I'm willing to admit, that I supported some policy or some political thing or whatever that ended up being completely garbage or whatever. I'm willing to admit that, white people did some really messed up stuff, and we did some really god-awful stuff to black people, and we deserve shame for that, for sure. And we experience shame for that. But I don't believe in dredging up the past despite the future. What is the point in dredging up these topics and these things that are only going to cause more division and are only going to cause people to have less self-confidence and less confidence in the system in general, in the country? That's why I do believe there is a war. It's a multi-pronged war against especially the young people who are coming up of America and the world. Because we live in a global system now. It's not just America. We can't pretend that it's just America off here by itself. No, we live on the internet system. We live in the traveling. We have for now we can travel the world freely. Keep your eyes on that. Seems like there's something going on with airports and stuff lately. Like, you can't get where you want to go as easily. So you might not be as inclined to do that in the future. Keep your eyes on that. There's a tug of war going on, man, and you got to get on the right side, and you got to get on the right side now. And the right side is no side. The right side is no label. Because if you're a Democrat, let's say, you know that the Democrats have effed up a lot. You know that they're corrupt to the core. The people in Congress do anyway. If you're a Republican, you know that there's Republicans who will impeach their own president because they're not really Republican. So what I'm saying is that those labels, they don't mean shit anymore. And that actually the people on the left and the right tend to agree more than they disagree. I get along with some people who are fervently so far left much more than I do with the people who are just barely center right like me. Because I understand their passion. I understand this. I recognize their passion, and I recognize it as the same passion that's within me, and against the same enemy. Yet we're directed to fight against each other. We both don't like the billionaires, man. That's it's so simple. We both don't like the billionaires being in control. The left and the right, supposedly. We want the people to be in control. We want Congress to do its job. We want elected leaders to do their jobs. We want life to get better as an American. That's all it is. Okay, so let's all get together and make a super party where we just focus on that. And all these little things about abortion issue, I could give a fucking shit about abortion. Okay, listen. If you want to kill your own baby, that's your right. You can do that shit. Go do it. I'm not going to say that you're a good person. That's between you and God, but I believe in freedom of the individual. I believe in the freedom to make your own medical decisions. I don't believe in killing unborn babies because what if somebody did that to me? I wouldn't like that. But it's not my baby, man. So it's like why did they toss that issue back into the fray right before the election? They struck down the abortion ban. That was calculated. That was done deliberately. It's to generate hate, to get the two sides going against each other again so that they can control the meter of where the election is going to go, which direction, or at least the perception of where it's going to go. We are not as dumb as they think they are, not by a long shot, all right? I guess fluoride doesn't work as good as they thought it did. Or maybe people just don't drink water anymore. But my brain's firing off on all frequencies and all cylinders, all right? And I've been poisoned over and over again my whole life by these freaks, by these psychiatrists and shit who told me I was all these things my whole life. ADHD, bipolar, borderline. I've been diagnosed with fucking everything, man. I don't think I'm any of those things. I think I'm just a normal guy with a messy room, okay? Who likes to have a good time. That's pretty much my crime. That's it. And I don't know how many people will see this video because, of course, I'm going to get the shadow banned the fuck out of me. You better believe that. But at some point, they're not going to be able to stop the message. It's going to be forcing through like a fucking fire hydrant faucet that's been busted, and they cannot stop it. They'll try to push down the water flow, but the truth is always gonna force its way through there. Water always gets through. It finds a crack. It busts things open. It brings walls down. And if I have to be the guy to do it, I hate politics, man. I fucking hate them. But I fucking hate what I see happening to the world, to people, to human beings. And I hate to see these people on camera who lie for a living, who will look right into the camera and tell a bold-faced lie, and they're not even good at it, man. They can't even tell a lie well. And then these people who think that the problem is the liberals or the problem is the Republican, they're so dumb, man. They're so dumb. They don't even realize that they're being tampered with and manipulated from on high. Every bit of media that you intake is trying to switch around some switch in your brain so that your morals are just getting ever weakened, so that the foundation of what makes you a good person is just eked away until you're nothing but a shell of what you were before, and you live in a confusing dystopian sort of aimless, mindless zombie reality where you just hit a button and a dopamine hit, bing, okay, I'm good, and then you hit a button and it's suicide time, and you're 62 and time to die, and because some other people they want it all for themselves, because it's not enough, because they want the whole fucking planet. They want to go to the national parks and have no one there but them and their family. They want to have all the resources. They want to have no one there to tell them, no, you can't do that. They want to have it so that they can come into your home and dictate to your children right in front of you what the truth is, and tell the children how it is, and how they should cut off their own boobs or their own whatever at the tender age of 5 or whatever, because that is not right, man. That's sick. Okay. I always supported gay people. I grew up in a Mormon family. Okay, my mom used to be out there in California when they were having that big, what was it, Title 8 or 11 or whatever. It was like the right for a man to marry a man or a woman to marry a woman, and there was a big deal in California. It was like, well, right after high school for me, so like 2004 through 7 or something, I think, in that range. They were having this big gay debate thing, and it was on the ballot, and my mom was out there every day. And I would tell her every day when she came home, and not because I liked to fight or because I was an asshole, you're wrong on this. You're wrong on this. You're wrong on this. And I'm not a huge gay advocate or anything. It was just obvious that in America, in these times, that a person who loves another person should be able to marry that person. Pretty common sense. Now, people call me a racist, white supremacist, white nationalist, all these things, when I literally have been nothing but kind and supportive of gay people and lesbians my whole life. Never had an issue with them. I've always supported them. It was never even a question. I've literally been in fistfights defending black people and gay people, and now I'm called a white supremacist every day and a terrorist and a racist because I don't like an all-powerful government that wants to snuff out freedom of speech and snuff out human rights and take little kids and put them on weird psychoactives and then cut off body parts and shit like that. There's a serious rot at the core of our society. I really think it would be better if we went back to some sort of tribal system where people were connected, where we went to the drum circles and we danced and there was a full moon and people had sex with people they were in love with and made families that were joyful and happy and a positive impact upon the world, and people wanted to be around them. Now we're all introverted and twisted inward with our screens, and they want to put chips in the brain. Elon Musk is talking about this Neuralink shit that he's getting ready to install. That is such the wrong path to go down. The Amish were right, man. That is such the wrong path to go down. If you think that installing an AI chip to help you think is a fun idea, man, I hate to see your future, because that sounds so bleak and so cold, man. And just, if that's what it takes for some people to have ultimate power, is they're gonna merge their minds with AI so suddenly, right off the bat, because they can't wait to do it and they think it's gonna be so awesome. Those people are gonna be stuck in a hell that only they can describe, and they won't even be able to describe it. As soon as they try to mess with those sort of powers, They're gonna be so twisted up and just fucking. Ugh. I can't even imagine. Human beings are just fine the way they are. We haven't even begun to tap into the potential that exists in the biological human being system, all natural. We haven't even begun to tap into it. We haven't even begun to understand what we're capable of by just a simple switching off and on of DNA by turning off certain genes and turning on certain genes. You could just turn off aging. Yeah. Aging is a programmed sequence that it takes place because it's meant to take place. Because you're only meant to live so long, and then the telomeres, they can't rewrite themselves perfectly. They miss a digit, they're typing it, they're kind of tired, and then they hit a B instead of an A by accident here, and they hit a 1 instead of a 2 here, and then that's how you get old, and then you die eventually, and that's how it's meant to be for now. And these people who think that the way that they're going to live forever is by downloading their consciousness into a computer. These people are jokes. They're 80 years old. Their brains don't work no more. Okay, they're fucking dumb. Okay? Young people, Elon Musk, I have mixed feelings about him. I don't know. I haven't met him, obviously. Maybe one day, Elon. But I like what I don't even mess with Elon. I keep him away because he's too much of a mixed bag, too many contradictions for me. All right? Seems like he's trying to be, a MAGA Republican, techno James Bond bad guy all at the same time, who's going to install copper electrodes into people's brains so that they can text without using their thumbs. That sounds like you're playing both sides of the field there to me. He has so many investors who believe in everything he does, every little thing. And yet those same investors are the same ones battling him because he owns Twitter now. And, a lot of contradictions. I don't like it. I like people who 10 out of 10 media channels despise that person. 10 out of 10 media channels absolutely retch on an individual. That's the one you want to follow, probably. Okay? The media channels, they were all telling us not to take ivermectin during COVID. I never got COVID. I never got a vaccine. I never wore a mask, okay? Shit, that'll get this video taken down. Well. I'm going to keep them coming till the end of time, motherfucker. So you can try to take them all down. But guess what? I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the passion. I never got COVID. Not that I could tell. No. But I did get sick. Occasionally in my life, I would get the flu or I get this or that. So they told us we couldn't take ivermectin. I didn't even have COVID, but because they told us we couldn't take the horse paste and shit, I went out and bought a whole ton of horse paste. And guess what? I eat a whole tube of horse paste every once in a while. And I love that shit. I'm not even kidding. I eat a whole tube. And I will do it on camera. Because they told us it was going to cause all these side effects. And it was going to literally cause young men to die all over America because they're taking the horse paste. That is such horseshit. Because I eat horse paste constantly. Ivermectin. And it's great for you. It comes from the planet. It's made from the planet's own metabolism. It's from the dirt. As it breaks down, and the planet, we are all connected to the earth, okay? This is straight from the biome of Mother Earth, ivermectin. It is real medicine, okay? Made from a Japanese man who made it walking through the forests, old growth forests of Japan in special regions because he was familiar with his country and familiar with the earth that he was familiar with. And that's where he found that cure. And it doesn't just treat river blindness and parasites and elephantiasis and all these things. It treats, they don't even know, everything. It treats cancer. Makes them go away. And they don't want you to have that. So guess what? I have ivermectin stocked up in bulk. Like for enough for me for 3 lifetimes, okay? Because, and I love to tell people that I take ivermectin. I love it so much. And yeah, it's because I'm trolling a little bit, maybe. But no, I'm not. I'm telling the truth is what I'm doing. I'm telling them how to cure themselves of potential cancer one day. And then they tell you that, I love being the object of their derision, okay? I love being the tinfoil hat, Alex Jones, incel, loser, YouTube watching, whatever names they can come up with. I love it. The more, bring it. Come on, keep telling me keep telling me what I am. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Because as long as I'm not one of the fucking people I see on CNN or any of the other channels, any of them, who just looks good on the outside, but there's nothing on the inside in here. As long as I'm not one of those mannequins, those marionette motherfuckers, I'm a happy dude, man. I'm a happy guy. Being popular shouldn't be popular. When I was a kid, all I wanted to be was popular. Now I realize how wrong I was. The people who are popular are generally like shallow, weak, just disgusting sort of like leeches that just have no sense of actual self-worth. The only sense of self-worth they have is from perceived looking up from others. Oh, they're so beautiful. Oh my God, I wish I had money like them. They feed off of that feeling. Okay? I like to become friends with the people who are forgotten about, who are actually the cool people. The people who are kind of just like marginalized and pushed to the sides, but really know the real deal, man. They know where the bodies are buried. They know who killed Kennedy. They know what the country is about. They know their rights. They know what the meaning of happiness is and where you derive joy from. And they gave up on the machine a long time ago. They stopped caring about other people's opinions a long time ago. Now, I think it's important that you somewhat care a little bit about how others perceive you. Don't you want to help society function, better instead of worse? And wouldn't you rather see an attractive, well-kept person than somebody who let themselves fall apart and gained 600 pounds and became a drag on the system and just sad to look at? Wouldn't you? I mean, there's a balance here, You should enjoy eating food, man. Being on planet Earth is one of the best things is the food that we have here. Seriously. Now, maybe people don't appreciate it enough, or maybe they just stuff their faces because, and I'm guilty of this, because it's like a drug, because it's a way to not feel anything for a second and feel good and yummy. That's okay though. Like, there's a balance, all right? Being attractive and thin is important to a point. Being healthy is important to a point, but driving yourself insane because you ate 21 carbs instead of 20 is not the point, okay? Making other people feel bad because they're a little jiggly is not the point, okay? We're not supposed to body shame people, but we're not also supposed to worship fat people. This is common sense shit. It's not hard. But I don't hear anyone saying it anymore. I don't hear anyone saying anything that makes sense anymore. So I'll say it. And maybe somebody will watch it and hear what I'm saying, and maybe this will resonate with somebody, and maybe they'll realize, I have worth regardless of whether I have man boobs or whether my dick is small or whether, whether I'm this race or whether I'm older than I should be or whether I'm not smart enough. All these things are just programmed into us from birth. These insecurities are they're hardwired into us. Why? So that the old men who are 80-something years old, who had their fortune handed down from their old man, and it goes way back, so that they can remain on top of their nice neat little pyramid stack with their little Freemason friends and shit. So that the young, virile, powerful, strong, forward-thinking, intelligent, beautiful people can't take their rightful place as the leaders of humanity. Does this not make sense to you guys? Is anybody willing to die for anything anymore that what they believe in? Is anybody willing to take a hit anymore for a higher cause? Because that's what we need people to do right now, is to take the hit. I'm not asking you to go out and do something crazy. Not at all. No, this is a peaceful pacifist agenda. This is about a popular movement of society where people feel like, okay, it's time to put away our differences and we're going to move together now. And when it happens, you'll know when it's happening. and they won't be able to stop the news from covering it. They won't be able to keep the word from. It's just going to be a movement, okay? And when that move happens, that's when 99.9% of people are uplifted in purpose and focus against the evil, disgusting. I gotta hold on to my hoard of pot of money. Against that tiny, because no matter what, if you have 99.9% of everyone saying, rising up together, that scares the shit out of them. All right, why do you think they're going after the January 6ers so hard? A bunch of dummy Trumpy fans who decided to take a little walking tour of the Capitol building and then go home. That's pretty much all they did. And yet these people are being treated like they're insane terrorists because they cared about the country and they were passionate, and they decided to do something, which was to go on a little unplanned walking expedition. Why do you think they're going after them so hard? Why? Because they're trying to make an example of those people. So if you think you're going to do something at all, even just a thought, we're going to fucking throw you in prison forever. We have to have people who are willing to take that chance, man. If we're gone, we're done if we don't have people who are willing to take the hit for that. Because I will support truth no matter what side it is, no matter where it lies, no matter what. Even if it pisses off every family member in my immediate family against me, I will support the truth. Because it's the truth. It matters. The truth matters. That's all I want to end this with. The truth matters, okay? I love you guys. See ya.